congratulations on the brand new album. I've been able to have a listen, and it's absolutely fantastic. So congratulations.
Oh man, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're really happy with the album out now, and some of the people have been like really enjoying it and embracing it, and we are humbled and really happy about it.
So tell us a little bit about what you guys wanted to achieve with this album. What was the end goal for you when you first sat down to work on this album?
Well, basically, we had a previous one which was called Ulterior Motives, which was mainly more of a shorter, kind of like a mini album thing. And at that point, we kind of like found it was a very spontaneous, a very concrete statement for what Opensight is about. But with this one, with Mondo Fiction, because it's longer, we really basically showed what the band is about. The whole feeling about a metal band that has these sounds of this beat could be a car chase scene in a 70s crime film, or this beat could be like when the bad guy shows up in a horror film. So that sort of kind of like feeling what people were talking about. I was just saying like, well, that sounds like a vintage film of some sort, which it's a proper statement. It's 11 tracks, and so we basically wanted to achieve that. Wanted to do a proper album statement as opposed to a shorter one.
Definitely. Now, I love the fact that the band is so cinematic with what they do, because I'm a film journalist as well. So I have to ask, where did that love for film come about for you, and where did the idea come about of melding music and cinema together like this?
I don't think it was an idea. I think it's always been there. It's just the kind of stuff that you like, and everything gets poured into the band like in a spontaneous way, right?
Yeah.
So some other bands are more, I don't know, maybe political, or and that gets like infused into the music in a spontaneous way. And but when it comes to us, we grew up listening to heavy metal and watching Friday the 13th or The Godfather or all of these films, and at some point it's like the music of that. The music gets affected by all of that spontaneously, but I think it's just about the way we do it, which is different. Because if you think about the bands that influenced us, they have there's a film, there's a cinematic thing with heavy metal or the thematic bands of rock. If we grew up listening to Iron Maiden, they have Where Eagles Dare.
Yep.
Which is based on a Clint Eastwood film, and they have The Wicker Man, which is actually one of my favorite British horror films with Christopher Lee. And basically the thing is like if you listen to some of the metal bands, like power metal bands, they're more like Tolkien-esque, and there's a lot of like the slasher horror or whatever it is, but we're more of a crime film kind of band, I think. We're more of a Dirty Harry, more of a Dirty Harry with a bit of horror infused in it. So there's a little bit of blood in it, though.
So tell us a little bit about your songwriting process. What's that discussion like when the band first sits down and starts working on a new track? Do you kind of talk about not only the style of the music, but the genre of the film that track would suit as well?
There's not a previous discussion, really. There's always a main idea and a purpose of the song, so there is if there's a police detective kind of vibe into it, then that kind of like grows, and then the song ends up being a heavy metal song because that's what we like, or hard rock song. But let's say that something gets written, and normally it comes from the outside of the rock and roll context. So if it could be like an idea comes and it sounds like a horror film, and maybe it's done on a synth, and then it gets demoed and learned by the band, or sometimes the idea gets into the rehearsal room and it grows there. But yeah, basically it's about like there's a main idea or a main intention, really.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Would the band ever look at doing a film themselves? I mean, I'm talking to you today on the start of a weekend where the Foo Fighters' new movie comes out here in Australia today, and it's completely sold out for every session. Is that something that you guys would explore doing in the future as well? Doing a film and doing an album to go along with it?
I would love to. Yeah, definitely. It would be. Right now we have our hands full with band and live shows and trying to play live as much as possible. But when it comes to adding that to the experience, we would definitely love to do that. And I don't know. I reckon it would be kind of like. It would be like a film about a killer that terrorizes the city, and the main guy would be the kind of like the cop trying to catch him or something.
Yeah,
that's what comes to my mind right away. But yeah, definitely our music would really work for something like that, or it would be like a gangster film or something like that. Definitely, we would love to do a film. It would have to be right, you know. There's a lot of things to take care of when you're making a movie. I haven't seen the Foo Fighters one, but I'm really looking forward to. It definitely looks like a fun one.
It's brilliant. I saw it this week, and it is absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, talking about your live show, you just mentioned it. You guys are known for an absolutely amazing live show. How difficult has it been for you over the past couple of years when live music is kind of drawn to a halt right around the world because of a pandemic?
I think we were able to adapt pretty well in that respect. I was really worried about that because playing live is like one of the things that we enjoy the most, and one of the things that we like to think of being something definite for the band. You know, we like playing live, we like playing in front of audiences, and we love the whole celebrating music with people in front of you, and that's like really important when it comes to the concept of the band. What happened was that we had like half a record more or less demoed or tracked before the pandemic started. And then we were planning on going on tour around the UK, and we also had a couple of dates in Europe as well to start planning over there. And basically, the pandemic hit, and we were basically, what we decided to do was like, you know, let's write the rest of the record and record it. And it wasn't easy, but we were able to do it and able to concentrate. That basically allowed us to concentrate on recording and getting the songs ready for the album. We had around 5 songs, and we ended up completing the record. And now things are getting a bit easier when it comes to playing live. So we have a few dates coming up, and we're trying to pile the live dates, definitely, yes.
Did the pandemic also change how you recorded those last 5 tracks? Because I know here in Australia, recording studios closed down during the pandemic and everybody had to record at home. So did that actually change the way that you recorded those last few tracks?
It changed a couple of things, definitely, yes. We ended up... we were able to meet each other and rehearse. And what we did really was that we were basically concentrated on the drums. and we were able to basically do pre-production rehearsals and make sure that the drums were 100%, because everything else was demoed and we knew what we wanted to do with the album. So basically getting the drums right was what we needed to concentrate on, and it went well, because basically we got to the point that Red, the drummer, was tight, and he ended up using just 2 studio days for the whole album. So it was like 5 songs, kind of like a 5-song a day kind of discipline for Ed. So yeah, it went well, and we ended up recording everything else. So there's kind of like three different places where we did this.
And you mentioned that you've got some shows lined up now. Where to for the band for the rest of this year? What have you got planned for the rest of this year?
Well, basically, when it comes to live shows, tomorrow we're going to Leicester. In a couple next, we're going to north of England, Coville. We're going to be playing Nottingham, Manchester. We're going to be playing. We're going to be back in London at some point, but we're not able to announce that yet.
Yeah.
And we're planning on, because we've had these ideas for the videos as well. We're planning on releasing more, even if the album is out. We're planning on doing more videos.
Yeah.
So there's 1 or 2 almost ready, and there's going to be more. So that the video thing went well when it comes to the people reacting to them and enjoying them because of the film aspect, the fact that they're trailers. So we're planning on doing more of them.
Awesome. Well, we cannot wait to see them. But for now, to finish off, what would you like to say to anybody out there in Australia who hasn't had a chance to sit down and listen to the album yet? What would you like to say to them before they take a listen to the album for the first time?
Well, I think the main thing is we've had some people having really good reactions and comments from Australia, actually. So I think we would do great over there. It might be difficult to reach Australia live at this point, but if people like what they hear when it comes to the conversation, if they like heavy metal that sounds like car chases and horror films and crime films, then you'll definitely enjoy it. So yeah, just make sure you check us out. I mean, we have we're everywhere, social media and all the streaming platforms. So it's not hard to find us, really.
Definitely. Well, Ivan, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. It's been an absolute honour having you on the show.